All right, so this is the official first podcast.
You can't change the tone of your voice. Speak normally.
This is speaking normally. When I'm speaking, you got to speak professionally.
Okay,
All right,
professional.
professional.
All right.
So this is the first official podcast that we're actually doing.
Yeah.
We don't know the name. We don't know what we're talking about. We don't know who we're having on. But this is the first one. So we're going to go from
Professionally.
professionally, respectfully.
Yeah.
Yeah. So first thing we're going to have to get on with is, who are you?
My name's Josh. I'm 22 years
Josh Miles
old.
from TikTok.
Josh Miles from TikTok. 22 years old. And yeah, I'm just your average Joe. Actually, yeah.
You're pretty average.
Yeah.
Just a normal guy.
Just normal guy. Just chill guy, yeah.
Chill guy, bro.
Just chill guy.
No, but so basically what I want to know, what I'm going to do, just so we know what's happening.
You need to tell yourself
Come
about.
back to me.
Okay. What? I'm not the guest. Well, this is a.
You're a guest now, bro.
Okay, I'll treat this as I'm a guest.
All right, so what we're going to do is we'll go over kind of who each of us are. So there's a basic understanding. Because it's the first one, it's kind of a reference point. So it'll be the first one to say where we are now, what's happening, date stamp, come back a year later and we're rich and famous with 5 Porsches outside.
Damn right. And a
back.
Mustang.
Hmm?
A Mustang.
And a Mustang.
Yeah. 4GT 2017 plate. Just for anyone who wants.
Why get a 17 plate? You can afford 24.
Don't know, bro. Just the number 17. My nana's born on the 17th of February, and I like the number. It has a lot of value. I've got it on my arm somewhere. 17.
That's not 17.
It's 57. Same thing.
It's a 1957.
Yeah.
Anyway, so what we'll do is I'll start by just saying your background, who are you, what do you do, why do you do it, all that kind of thing. So what is it you currently do?
I currently, right now, I do social media. So post stuff online, promote brands, own a hairstyling business. What else do I do? Go to the gym.
Well,
I have fun. I love life.
The business you've started is quite new. Yeah, how long ago did you open it?
8 months ago, I had no idea how to start a business or anything. I just thought, people who do business is pretty cool.
So, kind of, how did it start? Where you are now? What's kind of?
Well, I used to post TikTok videos of hairstyling routines. I don't know if you've seen them. And
you do 100 million.
obviously, like they say, do something that you enjoy. So obviously, I've mixed the two together. What do I enjoy? Posting hair tutorials, helping younger people out. Because my hair was terrible when I was younger. So I had the bright idea of releasing a hairstyling brand called Ace of Waves. The name was actually inspired by, I was on a holiday in Magaluf, very rough holiday, and there was a shop called Ace of Fades. Now I think that's pretty smart, Ace of Fades. And I thought, I want my hairstyling brand to target people who want wavy curly hair. Because obviously I've got a few waves in my head, not naturally. I use products to do that. That's where the name came from.
What's the difference between when you started and now? How much have you kind of gone through? What's happened? How's it built up to where it is now? Because it's actually quite successful.
The business. I went in all in. So I remember seeing what's that guy called who started School Games? Alex Hormozy.
Yeah.
He was on a podcast and he basically said, people wait for the perfect starting conditions, but don't realize starting is the perfect condition. And that was just like and I was like, oh damn, this is what I need to do. Just start. Obviously jumped into it. No idea how to start a business. Didn't know anything about tax or how to run anything really. And I thought, you know what? If I just do this bit by bit, 1% work on it every single day, eventually that'll compound into knowing a lot more. So since starting 8 months ago, even if the business failed, the initial investment was worth it because of the amount of knowledge I've got just from starting that business.
And how much did because obviously you've got a decent following online, how much did the following have to do with the output of how it's come, and how did you also get the following in the first place? I know a lot of people are sat going, how do you grow? And I want to know myself as well, so reveal.
So what question, how did I first start TikTok?
The question is, how did you start TikTok? What do you think's put you apart from everyone else? How come you're so...
okay.
So what's the kind of origin story of that? And also, how much did that affect kind of business as well? Because, it's a big impact.
2021 was a very big year to be able to go viral. Anyone could do it, but the issue was people would find it cringe if you posted TikTok videos. So for the people that was okay with, looking a little bit cringy at the start, they was likely to excel. So it's not the fact that, because when I initially, blew up, people was like, oh, it's because of your good looks. But realistically, anyone who was like, okay looking, if they just got over that fear of posting when it was cringe, they would have blown up as well. So I don't really think there was any, there's no secret, I wasn't at an advantage. I got lucky with posting at the right time and not being worried about what people was going to think of me, and it worked out.
So you're basically saying that the main thing about it was the fact that you were consistent, you did it, no one stopped you, you didn't really care what happened, you just threw things out.
Yeah, do you know, it was my friend actually who he was already posting videos online. I remember seeing it, and I remember people like laughing at him and stuff, and I was like, they're only laughing because they want to be in his position. Like, they can call it cringe, but realistically, he's the one who's winning. And mate, I remember going home that day after seeing that friend who had been posting and blowing up, and I was like, I'm gonna do the exact same thing. I'm gonna start posting online, and I did. And then I hit 100. I don't want to sound like I'm bragging, all right, but I went from 0 to 100k followers on TikTok in 5 days.
Was it 5 days?
5 days. Yeah, every day it was just I couldn't sleep. It was like, I remember saying to my mate, I was like, my life's changed. It's fully changed forever.
In all fairness, it did.
Yeah,
It
no,
actually
100%
did, yeah.
it did. But it was lucky because I posted at the right time. If it was today and I didn't have social media and I was completely new to it and I posted them same videos, it wouldn't have gone viral purely because everyone found it cringe. It's not really that cringe to post anymore. Everyone does it. Most people do it. And that's how it started.
Yeah, makes sense.
And then the rest is history. The first dates.
Yeah.
That's what got me on the first date. So it was like the butterfly effect. That small little, I'm not afraid of what people think.
To be fair, because obviously I've known you, that first date, you got more feedback than most people that were on it, I think.
What do you mean?
I think because there was a lot of people on first dates. Obviously, they've got loads of seasons, like 4 people on it per season. But you got a lot of publicity from it, probably more than everyone else. And whenever you're on Snapchat and there's a little highlights of things, you're always the first picture on the front of it.
Yeah, and that was posted in I think it was 2020. No, it was that was filmed in 2021, and it came out 2 years later. And I don't know why they kept pushing it back. I don't know if it was to do with COVID or whatever. But when they finally released it, I thought, oh, no one's really going to be that bothered.
Do you remember when we released it, how we actually all watched it?
Oh, my days.
So basically, what we did was, I've got a bar, which I'll come back to later in Cleethorpes, and we booked the bar out, so it was all empty. It was after hours. We kind of walked in, we set loads of chairs up, I got the projector down, and we all sat all together, watched it as the big premiere.
Got really drunk. I got so drunk, I could not watch it at all.
It was funny though. It was really good.
Ace.
No, and honestly, the scenes that were there, because the things they were saying, it was madness.
There was 20 of us all together watching it, or just
and then obviously you knew what happened, but when they dropped 2 twins walked in,
yeah,
the whole room was just excited for it.
No, that was great. And I remember after that episode of me came out, because usually if I'd go out at the time when I was going out and drinking and going to cities and stuff, I was known as TikTok boy or whatever.
Josh Miles from TikTok.
And then after that came out, it was like, you're the first dates guy.
Oh, did it change?
Yeah, he was like, you're the first dates guy.
Yeah.
And then that lasted for however long. I still get it sometimes now. Well, the last few times I've been out, it's been the first dates.
Yeah. What I'll do is I'll go into the whole reason that I've started this.
Okay.
So I've set up this podcast because I think what I want some really interesting people in here with good stories, because I like meeting people. It's the one thing I'm good at. Let's see, I've been running a bar called Platform, which people do know about, I hope. I've been running it for about 5 years, and I took over probably a year and a half, 2 years ago, something like that. And I took over myself because I was running loads. I was burnt out. I was trying to manage everything all at once because I work with my family. And my dad's this, amazing entrepreneur that's done 1,000 different things. And we had 5 different venues in Cleethorpes and 1 thing in Mablethorpe, and I was jumping back and forth between them all, trying to help out and manage everything. It was too much. So what I did is I said, it's time for me to change. I was, I think, 18 or something like that. I'm 22 now. I was not 18. I was like 19, 20.
There's a lot on your plate when
Yeah.
back then.
No, I was managing it and it was fun, but what I wanted to build something to be proud of. You know, like money's fun, but the whole point was I wanted to build something to be proud of. I wanted to have something that I can stand back, look and go, you know, I've done this. So I turned around to my family and I went, look, I need to focus on one thing. So I took over the bar full time. So platform became mine. Yeah, I was the only person that had input. And the figures just went crazy. They went straight up. And there was 2 or 3 reasons why. Obviously, I've been in business for quite a long time now. I know I'm only like 22, but
You know a lot.
I've been in business for a very long time.
I can say that, yeah.
I did the marketing strategy. I looked into it. I broke it down, knew what I needed to do, and I've pushed it as much as I possibly can. So we turned it from something that was okay. It had some trade. There was not a lot of focus because the focus was so spread out to full time. So it just blew up. It gained a reputation. The things changed. The events went crazy, and we were hitting capacity. You know, often. The venue's full, there's queues down the street. On New Year's Eve, we had both, like the main bit, the side bit, outside was full, queues down the street, everyone cheering. There's some great videos of it. Like, it's really fun. And the main thing I enjoy, and the main reason I believe that it's done well, is because I make close friends with everybody that's there. And that's not business, that's just me.
Yeah, you have always
Because
been like that.
I like meeting people. I like making friends. I like learning people's stories, like knowing why they're here, what they're doing. I mean, I've studied psychology, I've worked in business, I've worked with people, and I'm obviously at the front of house, so people is what I like.
Yeah, you are the type of guy where, you know, you get some people that talk all about themselves when you first meet them, and then you get other people that's genuinely interested in other people and what, you know, they have to say. That's one thing I've noticed about you like you always have just been interested, no matter who they are either. Like,
Yeah, well,
even if they're completely wrong, you actually listen to what they say.
everyone's got something to say. Everyone's got their own life story. Everyone knows, you know, they've become the person they've become because of what they've gone through. So learning that, you know, I can learn things for myself and I've become the person I have because of everybody else. And that's why, that is fundamentally why I've started this, because I believe that if I can, people I would never normally bump into that I'd love to meet, I'd love to put them in that chair, sit and talk to them and find out what, you know, what makes them tick. And if I can learn something along the way, even if this gets no viewers whatsoever, if I can just meet people that have a story to tell, I think that's the fundamental.
That's the key.
And then on top of that, because of obviously being in things for so long, what happened was, I'll tell you the story. So I went to Thailand for 2 weeks.
You did.
And I spent a little bit more money.
You lady boys as well.
No
You're gonna let them know that.
Sadly, no lady boys. I was hoping, but
Okay.
happy. So no, we went to Thailand and we were having fun, and I sat there and I realised something very important. The most important thing is you don't stop spending money, make more. Yeah, make more money, not spend less money, because your life is your life. You live your life, and if you have something driving you forward to make more, to work more, to
Purpose.
bit of reason to drive, it's worth so much more than saving £5 driving and biking. You know, time's money.
Can I just add something in about purpose? Like how important I think it is for a man in this day and age to find his purpose. I think that's one of the biggest reasons men are like quite sad and not happy with their lives, is because they don't have purpose. And as soon as they find that purpose and they've got a reason to have that drive towards something, like you have, then it gives what? What are you laughing at? But I just think, because that happened to me, I found purpose in something, and look how much that's changed my life. Not to make this all about me, by the way. We'll continue with what you were saying.
Do you know there's actually a book, I don't know the exact name, which is terrible, but it's called something to do with finding your why.
Yeah.
And what it is, it's a book fundamentally about finding purpose and why you do everything. And what they basically say, you got to find your why. So everybody has a reason that they do what they do. They are who they are because of their past, their trauma, their whatever. But finding your why is the way to drive yourself. And the best example was, if you've got a brother or a sister or something like that, and you're the older sibling, this doesn't apply to me, but if you're the older sibling and you've got, you know, an abusive family or something, their why is probably to protect people because they'll be protecting their little brother. And it shows, because as they go through life, everything they do is to protect people around them, even if it's something as stupid as, you know, healthcare. You know, they want to protect people. They want to help people. They want to be.
Okay.
And then you've got
They've
other
got the
people
why.
that, you know, have taken over the family early, and they're the provider. So everything that they do is because they want to provide. And you can break it down to any industry in the world. Their why normally, one way or another, shows up in what they do in life. If it's how they train, how they work, how they see people, how they talk to people, their why shows. And if you can find your why, read that book, listen to a podcast talking about it, anything like that. If you can find your why, it will give you a way to push yourself forward and have that purpose because you have it written in front of you. This is your purpose. This is your why. This is what you do. Work with it.
I like that, you know.
I like protecting people.
Find your why.
I like protecting people. How do I do that? I like meeting people. How do I do this? I like telling people stories. How do I do this? And that is what I think is the most.
That's your why.
That's your why.
Yeah. I like that. It's short, sweet. Not
Find your
overly.
why.
Find your why, yeah.
And it makes sense for people that are lacking purpose.
That is great. Yeah, that's one thing people do need is to find your why. Yeah, because like you say, everyone does do stuff. Like I tell you, I really find, like, when I'm helping younger people and they message me and they're like, "Bro, thank you so much for like showing me this, how to do this thing," or they are like the best.
Yeah.
You know, like I always say, I want to be the older brother I never had. Does that make sense?
Yes.
To other people.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you know what I mean? And that's that little like why. You know, why do you do it? It's great. Yeah.
It works really well. I mean, I have absolutely no clue what my why is. Like, I've seen the book. And
You've got a good why.
What is my why?
I mean,
Well,
you love to like
I think
inspire
my why is
and.
probably, yeah, I've got absolutely no clue.
No, you definitely have a. If you
Yeah.
think deep enough, you'll.
Oh yeah, I'll have to have a proper think about it.
Yeah.
But basically, because not that we went on this giant tangent, but either way, what I'm starting now is I went to Thailand, I came back, and I decided I need to do it.
Oh, sorry, I completely
no,
forgot
we
we was
got it.
on that part. We got.
So we went
Sorry
to
for
Thailand,
waffle.
came back, and I kind of sat there and decided that I need to do more. I had this bar, it's successful, you know, it's stable. I've got managers running things that need to be run. I don't have to be there. I'm there because I love it. But I decided I want more. So what I've actually done is I've gone to expand normally. I've got another venue. I've got a drink line coming out. I've got a festival that I'm applying for, and hopefully someone sees it and accepts it. I've got the food truck that I'm going into. So I've just kind of built out a lot, and you know, all of it's just my why. I like to build things. I want something to be proud of.